Now, as anger mounts over the controversial German cartoon, my colleague Siddhant Mishra spoke exclusively to Philipp Ackermann, who's the German envoy to India, on the cartoon published by German magazine Der Spiegel about India's population overtaking China. He says, in my personal opinion, the cartoon was neither funny nor appropriate. I would like to invite this cartoonist to come on a metro ride with me in Delhi. Let's take a look at this exclusive conversation that Siddhant Mishra has had with the German representative.
I would also like to draw your attention towards a cartoon which has been published by a German magazine. Now, in that cartoon, many have not received it very well in India, and in fact, many are calling it racist. So in the cartoon, the parallel has been drawn between the two trains. One is the old traditional Indian train, where it's full of people inside and outside. And then there is the other swanky Chinese train, and the Indian train is taking over the Chinese train. So many have not received this cartoon very well. I want to know your position on it.
So this cartoon appeared in a German weekly. You know, in Germany, like India, freedom of press. I'm not commenting on behalf of my government or in my ambassadorial role on cartoons, but I'm very happy to share my personal views. I think it's neither funny nor appropriate. You know, I find it absolutely. I would like to invite the cartoonist to go with me on a metro ride in Delhi. You know, where metro in Delhi is so state of the art. It's much better than the metro.
And then we have Vande Bharats.
Yeah,
running.
you have Vande Bharats. I'm going to by train to Delhi tomorrow, and you know, this is the train system in India has developed in such a way so that, you know, it's a fantastic train. So the cartoon is not. I find it really not convincing. But let me tell you one thing. We have this saying in Germany: the big oak tree doesn't bother if some animal scratches its skin on the big oak tree. You know what I'm saying? So I think you should just ignore it. It's a cartoon in a German weekly of no importance. So that's what my advice to the Indians is. I understand that people feel offended. I do understand that. But I think one should not put too much importance on it.
Ambassador, my last question to you is regarding commentary that came from the German government when opposition leader Rahul Gandhi got disqualified. Ambassador, you are living in India. You must have understood Indian politics also. What is your position on that entire case? And do you really think that injustice is being done to Rahul Gandhi? Or maybe what is your government's official stand? Because I remember that when I asked the MEA spokesperson about Donald Trump's indictment, he replied to my question by saying that India doesn't do commentary on any nation's internal matter. But at the same time, he said that what Germans did is also not accepted. So how would you like to maybe clarify, or what's your position? Yeah.
So let me start by saying that if a journalist asks in a press conference, and the statement you refer to was an answer to a journalist in the press conference, there is an old practice to answer these questions in a comprehensive way. You can't in Germany say, none of our business, we don't care, or we don't interfere, not care, we don't interfere. That's not acceptable in this. So this is the sort of the practice and the pattern of engaging with journalists in Germany. If you look at the statement, it is completely factual. It says, we took note of the verdict. To our knowledge, legal means are available, and knowing the Indian justice system, we expect a fair trial. Nothing but that. That's the three elements. And for us, the harsh reaction from the Indian side was very surprising. Now, we have to take that into consideration now. You know, for us, it's a lesson learned in a way, so that we have to word even more carefully. But I think the factual statement that doesn't include any judgment, not at all. Basically, what we feel, and that's what we tell our Indian friends time and again. India has a completely independent justice system. So the judiciary in India is independent. They take it's like back home. It's like in Germany. So that's what we tried to express. It was a three-sentence answer. It was meant as a clear and absolutely factual statement. We have seen the strong reactions. Apparently the perception was different. You know, in diplomacy, it's all about perceptions. It's not, we have to try to, and we will take that into consideration.
Well, to give us more details on this story, I'm being joined by my colleague Siddhant Mishra on the phone line. Siddhant, an extremely important interview there. He's clarifying his stance on several issues, primarily on the offensive cartoon that has been drawn with respect to India.
That's right, Vinaya. In fact, this cartoon was published by a German magazine. And ambassador says that he doesn't believe in the viewpoint of the cartoonist, and in fact he says that I would really like to invite the cartoonist to India so that I can give him a ride in Delhi Metro or perhaps the other metros in India, which are far better than many other metros across the globe, including the Berlin Metro. Ambassador also says that in Germany there is a popular saying that if animals touches the skin of an oak tree, it doesn't bother oak tree. So he says that I agree that many are offended with the cartoon, and since India's growth story is exponential, India should completely ignore this cartoon because this cartoon is far away from a reality. So Ambassador has spent 8 months in India and he understands India very well. He also talks highly about India's growth story. And this is perhaps the reason that he has completely distanced himself from the cartoon, and he said that I completely don't agree with the viewpoint of that cartoon. So that is perhaps the ambassador's stand on this entire cartoon controversy, because when this cartoon was published, many in India received it and said that it's a racist cartoon. And in fact, senior minister in Modi government also reacted to it, like Rajiv Chandrasekhar and many others. But ambassador himself said that this is not right, and he said that tomorrow I'm going to Dehradun and I'll be taking a train. And he also spoke about Vande Bharat. So he understands what is happening in India. He knows what is happening in India. In fact, a lot of things India is doing in collaboration with Germany, and that is what he has reiterated. He asked India to completely ignore this cartoon, and he also cites the popular saying that even if animal scratches the skin of oak tree, it hardly matters to oak tree, and he says that India is like oak tree, so it should not bother India. So that was German Envoy's, German Envoy's reaction to this entire cartoon controversy.
Well, that was Siddhant who got us that exclusive interview. Thank you, Siddhant, for putting that story into perspective. And now there's some time for some breaking news.